Peace, 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 family. What it do, y'all? It's your brother, man, from the motherland, coming to you guys live. Real quick, I just did a quick live, had to take it down because they locked me off. And then when you get locked off, that means they taking you out the algorithm. So that's what happened. Had to log off, delete it, and come right back with another one. So here we are, right now, in real time. And the conversation is quite simple. You feel me? Um, yeah, food stamps is about to be a DUB. You heard? They're taking away food stamps. There will be no food stamps. There will be no Medicaid starting November 1st. What does that mean for Americans? That means there will be millions of Americans, don't matter your nationality, with no access into buying food. Some people literally depends on these food stamps to feed their family. Some people need their Medicaid to pay their insurance so they can get their medication, whatever it may be, right? A lot of us is dependent on these things. Now these things is being taken away. So what does that mean? Well, that means it's going to be a nationwide outcry, right? It's going to be a high level of protest. And when people get tired of the protests and they're not being heard, then you're going to see a high rise of vandalism. Then you're going to see a high rise of crime. And then of course, you guys are going to see the looting, right? When these things start happening, right? When these things occur, then you guys are going to see then you're going to see the real agenda. And the agenda behind it all is martial law. Now, some of you guys may think that what I'm saying is, it's untrue. Man, you don't know what you're talking about. But I'm telling you, yeah, martial law will be presented, will be unleashed. You notice that they're trying it in every area. The first area was Washington, D.C. Why Washington, D.C.? Washington, D.C. is the area where all the top so-called, political leaders and representatives, that's where they dwell. So of course you gotta lock that down, right? And then after that, you gotta go to the number one rated high crime, most murderous capital city in the world at right now is Chicago. So that's number two. Then number three, you're gonna have to do it where? They're doing it in California. So they're gonna neutralize California, right? Cool. So they're playing their cards. They're playing chess right now as we speak, right in front of us. These are chess moves that you guys are witnessing, and they're just waiting for one of us, you and I, to react so they can unleash the next chess move. Okay. But overall, it's gonna be a complete totality. It's gonna be complete lockdown, right? And then when the lockdown occurs and the food and all that, right? You've seen the Hunger Games. You've seen these movies. When these things occur, right? When everything gets locked down. Check this out, people. When everything gets locked down, right? When they unleash what you call the martial law, the martial law comes, right? They're going to then under FEMA, they're gonna give you areas where you can go to and purchase food. Now, purchasing this food is gonna come with requirements. The requirements, I don't know what that may be. It might be that you must provide them with. You know what I'm saying? Remember, they said that they want everybody to be situated. So we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. All I do know is brothers and sisters better be prepared. You better be prepared. You better be mentally, physically, spiritually prepared because it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. America is not what it is, what you think it is. When they told you that they're gonna make America great, they wasn't lying. But the problem is, a lot of you guys are going to be part of casualty. And I'm not speaking just black. I'm talking white. Yeah, the lower class whites. Yeah, you're going to suffer just like us. I promise you, they're going to take advantage. America has been bought. These are the three people that's running the shows, right? Just pay attention to your surroundings. These are the three people that's running the show: the Jews, the Arabs, and the Chinese. If you're not part of those three, you are going to suffer like everybody else. Let me say that again. If you're not a part of these three, you're going to suffer like everybody else. This is not even about the color of your skin. It's not even about your beliefs. It's not about America is a corporation. It is a business. This is why. Don't you notice that when this man unleashed this tariff, it was strictly aimed at China. You never seen that China then retaliate. China then say, "Oh, word, this is what you're doing." Okay, no, they just raised the prices. Why? You know why they raised the prices? Because a lot of us was making money dealing with China, right? Breaking bread, buying clothes for the low low. You know what I'm saying? You had the Temu. Listen, when I seen Temu made it on the Super Bowl, I said, "Oh yeah, they in cahoots." When I seen Temu made it to the Super Bowl, I was like, "Oh yeah, they in cahoots. They big business. They partners at this point." When you see the TikTok, yo, we want to buy TikTok. Oh, and just an FYI, TikTok has been bought. It has been bought. Yeah, I think it's called the Oracle or something like that. Oh yeah, it's been bought. It's been bought. Oh, you guys don't even understand what's coming our way, people. You guys don't even understand what's coming our way. This is literally going to be, like I tell you guys, this is going to be the percent against the percentage. Okay? Let me say that again. This is going to be the percent against the percentage. Okay? This is the percent against the percentage. Thank you. And you guys got to get ready. You guys got to get ready. Don't don't go shopping for nothing. Let your family know there's no more Christmas. There's going to be no more celebrating Christmas because you're not going to be able to afford it. There's no more celebrating Christmas. You better tell your children, hey, listen, we might have to skip Christmas this year. I'm not gonna be able to buy you that game that you wanted. I'm not gonna be able to buy you that car that you wanted. I'm not gonna be able to buy you these things that you wanted, that you was looking forward to, that you bust your ass going to school, getting good grades in hopes that you're gonna get this in return. No, you're gonna have to tell them the truth. You're gonna have to tell them, listen. You gonna get rich off doing drugs? Guess what? I got a video for that too. They're spiking the drugs too. Fentanyl is in all the drugs. If you thinking that I'm lying, go ahead, go on Amazon right now and get you the drug strip, and then buy yourself the drugs, and then try it out. Go take your weed, wet it in some paper, right? Wet it in some paper. Wet it in some water, excuse me, and then dry it up with some paper. See what color your weed is. It's a full-fledged attack, bro. They're coming for everybody. They don't care who it is, who you are. They don't care what's your nationality. If you're not part of those three groups that I mentioned, China, Arab, Jewish, you're going to suffer. You see the Chinese people are not complaining. You see the Jewish people not complaining. You see who owns you see who owns your Taco Bells now. You see who owns your Popeyes now. You see who owns your 7-Elevens now. You see who owns your gas stations now. These people are not worried about nothing. It's us that's over here on the internet scrambling. It's me and you that's having this conversation like, yo, bro, are you affected behind this? These people are not caring about what's about to happen to man. I can't just cancel. I gotta tell them something. Yo, you might have to just get them. You might have to get them a notebook. You might have to get them a coloring book. It's here, bro. You're not gonna be able to afford it. Listen, a carton of eggs right now in New York City is $12, bro. Right now, fruits right now in New York, strawberries. My wife told me yesterday and this morning. She said, yo, she went to the food stand to go get some strawberries. $6. $6 for strawberries. Let me say that again. $6 for strawberries. How much food stamps you think you're getting? And with this big beautiful bill, right? This big beautiful bill that was put into place, right? Check this out. With this big beautiful bill, you ain't getting no food. If you're not 65, you gotta work. You're not getting none of this food stamp if you ain't working. You gotta produce some level. You gotta meet the requirements, and the requirements is you gotta be working. It's no more sitting on your ass. And a lot of our people has been sitting on their ass for a little bit for too long. Now you gotta get up. Now you gotta deal with your baby father. Now you got to deal with your spouse. This is a universal attack where brothers and sisters don't understand. It's the good and the bad. You know what I'm saying? It's the good and the bad. It's the good and the bad. But you gotta take it for what it is, bro. Because you're not gonna be able to afford nothing. Right now, working 40 hours. If you're making under $20 an hour, working 40 hours in New York, you can't even afford a one-bedroom apartment, bro. It's that bad. It's that bad. Luckily I own my house. It's that bad, bro. It's that bad. I don't know how it is in other states, but here in New York, yeah, it's that bad. And it's only going to get worse, people. Only going to get worse. You're going to see a lot of looting. You're going to see a lot of crime. And that's exactly what they're looking for. You're going to see a lot of crime. I don't have a lawn. I live in New York City, bro. We don't have lawns. We got concrete, pimping. I got a driveway. And I got a shovel full of snow. We don't got a lawn. I don't have a lawns. I don't have a lawn. You understand? You understand? It's gonna be a high rise of crime. Because when people is under distress, when people can't eat, when people can't drink, we don't know how to fast. We don't know how to go days without food. What are you gonna tell? What you gonna tell the mother that just had a newborn, or the father that just had a newborn, and they got to get infant milk and they got to get milk? Because a lot of our women is not breastfeeding, and in order to breastfeed, the mother got to make sure that she's eating right so the baby can get proper nutrients. What's gonna happen? It's gonna be a lot of craziness. It's gonna be chaos, bro. It's gonna be chaos, man. And it's sad that it's sad that we here, bro. But the thing that bothers me is a lot of us is not prepared. A lot of us is literally just walking in thin air, like literally like nothing is hitting the fan. And it's like, okay, I hear you, I see you. It looks cool, calm now, but just know shit's gonna get real. And when it gets real, you're going to be affected. There will be military on these corners, man. They got cameras all over the place. They got a brand new black camera that's in the hood now. This black camera, because I spoke to a police officer, I was like, yo, bro, what is this? Yo, this camera, not only it can trace your car, it can read your VIN number, it can scan you, it can tell if this car was stolen, and it also can look inside the car and see how many people is in there. Just like the HOV lane. Remember I told you about the HOV lane? If you know I've been following me for a long time, I've been telling you about the HOV lane. The HOV lane, why do you think the police will pull you over? Say, pull over. They can tell how many people is in the car. It got to be 3 or more in order for you to be in the HOV lane, right? So now they got these cameras in the hood. They're going to be able to track every and anybody. We're going to have to start riding with hoodies and glasses on, bro. We're going to have to start riding with hoodies, glasses, full hats. You understand? You're going to have to wear a thermal suit, all black, so, you know, the ones that can't trace your heartbeat and all that. Yo, bro, it's about to get real intensified, man. About to get real intensified. This is no longer a conspiracy theory, bro. This shit is the facts. This is what we're dealing with as a whole, bro. This is no longer a conspiracy, bro. These are the facts. And a lot of us, like I said, we're not prepared for it. A lot of us is not prepared for it. And a lot of us is just gonna fall subject to it. Just fall in line. The same way we fell in line when they issued those mandates. When they said in order for you to eat, in order for you to work, you gotta get the fufu. And a lot of us went running. And because of that, once they seen that they got us like that, this is why all of this is being unleashed right here, real time. And it's only going to get worse. Hit the like button, man. Hit the like button, please. Hit the like button. Share this to everybody. Everybody needs to hear this. Everybody needs to hear these facts, man. No more truth. We don't want no truth because there's no truth on this earth. We're going to stand on the facts, bro. They know exactly. They play with the minds of millions of Americans, bro. America used to be the only country that could never fall to the government shenanigans. Now we have fallen. You know why? Because we have yet to evolve from the dopamine era. We are living in the dopamine era. What is the dopamine? Meaning that your dopamine is being fed. That's why you got guys. This is why you guys are getting. This is why you guys got the Can someone tell me the country with the longest history of slavery? Sheesh. I'll answer that. The country with the longest history of slavery is every country in the Middle East. Every country in the Middle East, slavery still goes on in the Middle East right now. You want to be technical? The question that you need to ask is, which country or which group of people was funding the slavery? Aaron Lopez, where he come from? You understand? It's only gonna get worse, bro. It's only gonna get worse, and we ain't prepared mentally. We're not prepared physically, brother. Look at us as Americans, bro. We are leading the nations in obesity, bro. We lead the world in obesity, bro. All we do is eat. Feed me. This is all we doing out here, pimping. That's all we doing out here is eating. That's why they giving you Uber Eats. This is why they giving you DoorDash. They want you to stay confined, stay put, feed with me. Don't argue, don't complain, don't demand. Just sit back and relax. We take good care of you. We'll take good care of you. You guys are being taken care of very well. Now that you guys have fully been compromised, fully been in line with the agenda, now they're pulling the rags. They're pulling the curtains, and now it's too late. It's too late. Only the strong is gonna survive this. It's too late. See if these guys are open. Yeah, they open. Yeah. Only the strong gonna survive what's coming our way, bro. Only the strong. And it doesn't matter your race. You can claim whatever. You can call on Jesus. You can believe in whatever you want to believe in. Remember, these are the people that gave you this religion. This religion that you guys are subject to is not the origin of what your ancestors was doing. Even the Europeans. Okay, Europeans, you guys used to call on Zeus and all of the Solaris and all of these things. That was y'all God. They took that away from you. They said the only thing you guys are gonna either worship is gonna be El Shaddai or Kumbaya. That's it. That's it. You guys ain't not following nothing. I got the book called 2,500 Gods. And all these gods, you see all the gods that the Irish used to believe, all the gods that the British used to believe, and all that. They took all that, they stripped all that from you and gave you Jesus. Now you guys got Jesus, and guess what? Everybody's been putting their trust in Jesus, and Jesus have yet to heal you. Jesus have yet to come. Jesus have yet to save you. Jesus didn't save you physically, didn't save you mentally, didn't save you spiritually. They gave you Islam. Islam is not even what you think it is. Islam is Persian mythology. Persian mythology can be traced back, and Persian mythology came with, before it was Allah, it was called Ma'at, right? Before it was Allah, it was called Allah, excuse me. And it was a female deities. They took that from you. They said, nope, you guys ain't doing that. You guys are going to worship, and what you're going to worship and follow what we tell you to follow. These three major religions is what's governing the world. And look how chaotic the world is. Look how much genocide came along with these religions. These are not the religions that your ancestors was following. It doesn't matter if you're Chinese. It doesn't matter. Well, the Chinese people still keep their heritage as far as what they used to worship. But black and white, oh no, they took all that away, and all that is intentional. So now you have no spiritual strength, right? So now you got to call on a power that they gave you. And every time you get on your knees, every time you do tidings, every time you break the bread and you eat it and you drink the wine or the blood, a particular group of people rise to a higher plateau while you stay at the bottom. And the only reason why you embrace and accept being at the bottom, because you honestly believe that somebody is gonna come and redeem you and put you back where you need to be. Don't you see that they tell you that your heaven is gonna come when you die? Your reward is gonna come when you die. But while you living, he that endureth till the end shall be saved. You gotta keep enduring, brother. Keep taking it on the chin, man. If Moses said eye for an eye, Jesus said, man, if a man plucks one eye, give him the other eye. If he slaps you on one cheek, give him the other cheek. All of that is intentional. All of that is intentional. And a lot of you guys, yes, a lot of you guys is religious believers, followers, and this. And it's like, yo, bro, you don't even understand that you've been playing for a fool. Ask yourself this question. Why would Jesus, a man that came from God, as powerful as they say he is, why would he tell you render Caesar's what is Caesar's? Don't you see that this is Jesus telling you to submit yourself to the government? Why would Jesus tell you that? Nobody asks these questions. No, that's not what I said, weirdo. I clearly said Moses said an eye for an eye, and Jesus said turn the other cheek. That's what I said, bro. An eye for an eye. When it comes to the scriptures, my brother, you can never debate me, bro. I've been doing studies. I got books for days that will put you to sleep, my brother. Please. That's what the thing that I really hate about you guys, bro. Some of you guys are only basing your studies on what they told you, bro. I go deep down that rabbit hole, bro. I go deep down that rabbit hole, bro. Some of you guys don't even know the origin of what that story with Jacob, when he fought with Jesus, and all of a sudden, he got to the 12th realm. You don't even know that's a sexual talk, bro. You don't, like I said, oh, yeah. I'm not even gonna go there. But the moral of the story is, guys, is these people are in complete control. They are the ones that's giving you these ideologies. They are the ones that's navigating your thoughts, navigating your feels, navigating who to like, navigating for what's real and what's not. They are the ones in control. You have no control. We haven't had control, and I'm speaking for as a whole. We know black people hasn't had control since slavery, but you guys hasn't had control since what? 1300. Europeans hasn't had control of their ideologies and their beliefs since what, 13, 1400. Whenever the Greeks and the Romans came butchering and colonizing all this, you guys hasn't had control. You guys are not following what you want to follow. You all guys are literally following what they tell you. Your whole belief system is what they told you. You under the canon law. The canon law is what governs the entire world. The canon law is the biblical law. When you read the Bible and when you read the Bible thoroughly, you'll see that it's a barbaric book. The book is made by barbarians. It's not made by righteous people. There's nothing righteous that comes out of that. The core essence of everything that's within the book has nothing righteous to do with it. They give you righteous precepts. So when you overlook the barbarian behavior, then you be like, oh, okay, see, I gotta be lovey. Yeah, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Jesus will tell you, yo, think not that I come not to bring peace on this earth. I come to divide. I come with the sword. It's gonna be mothers against daughters, fathers against sons. And then at the same time, he's gonna tell you that, if they take one cheek, give them the other. This is barbaric. This is what they do. This is how you're going to see it. You're going to see the fear. Oh, man, see, you got to fear God. But then you'll see God doing the same heinous things. God was committing a lot of murder, bro. The God of this Bible that you guys are claiming on was claiming a lot of murders. Did a lot of genocide. A lot of genocide. But you overlook that because they're gonna always throw that precept where it's gonna bring you back to the hypnosis. It's gonna keep you back under their control. It's intentional, bro. You guys don't, like I said, you guys are not aware of what's going on. All of this is intentional. You're gonna find those right now. You're gonna find brothers gonna be like, yeah, man, this is prophecy. It's never prophecy. This is all propaganda. These people control it all. They control it all. They control what you listen. They control what you watching. Anything that goes against what they're bringing forth, they're gonna shut it down. Anything that goes against what they're gonna bring it down is gonna shut it down. Why haven't any black churches been infiltrated? Black Panther's been infiltrated. Black Wall Street been infiltrated. Crips, Bloods, all of these things been infiltrated, but the church remains cool, calm, and collective. Why is that? Because the church is under their control. They've told you that there's no such thing as church and state. The entire world is under church and state. When you go to court, right, and you stand before a judge, what you got to put your hands on a Bible, right? I thought there was no church and state. Make that make sense? You said, do I not turn against evil? Why you think I'm doing this? I am against evil. I am against evil. I'm going to always stand against evil. I'm always going to stand on the side of what's right. I stand on universal law. Right now, what we're seeing, this is not universal law. This is the percent against the percent against the percentage. This is the percent against the percentage. This is what's going on right now. This is what's going on right now. It's bigger than me and you. This is about complete total control, and they know this, and they're banking off our ignorance. They're banking off our ignorance. They're banking off us debating, fighting, saying my religion is this, my belief is that. You're off, you're that, and they're sitting back. Like I tell you guys, they program you guys to look left and right. Right? He's wrong. He's right. You wrong. He's right. They've been programming you to go like this, but they never have you looking up. The only time you look up is when you praying, hoping for something to come down and redeem you. Meanwhile, the niggas that's up there is taking advantage of everybody that's down there. They're looking down at you like, yeah, this is we got them. But when you look up, you don't say, yo, it's them that's up there that's violating. It's them on top of this pyramid that's violating. Yo, we all got to go up to this pyramid and take them down. No, no, no. I mean, when I was in college, I had to do some studies on Darwinism. Yeah, I'm in Brooklyn, pimping. Brooklyn, New York. Exactly. It's the rich versus the poor. It's the percent against the percentage, bro. We are the percentage. There's a percent. There's only a small percent that sits on top that looks down at the percentage. Like, yeah, look at them. This is what they do. It's all intentional. I've been saying this for how many years now? And I'm not going to sit here and lie. When I was a part of this religious belief, when I was following this ideology, it was causing me to look at everybody a different way. Like, if you wasn't black, you wasn't my homie, right? We looking at Europeans like, oh, they're this, they're that. Yes, we're all genetically different. But right now, in this battlefield, this war that's being orchestrated, yo, bro, we can't afford to be looking at et cetera, right? Because it's a lot of Europeans that own boats. It's a lot of Europeans that own guns. A lot of Europeans that got shit that we don't have access to. But if we're divided and I'm looking at you like the enemy, he's looking at me like, oh, I can't trust this nigga. This nigga might rob me. He might do this. And I can't trust this because he might do this. And when the real power come, when the real enemy come, where are we going to stand? Where are we going to stand? Where are we going to stand? Nobody's going to be able to explain where we're going to stand. Nobody. We're literally going to be like chickens with their head chopped off, bro. Because we are unprepped. We are unprepared in every aspect, bro. We're not even teaching our children to be outside and be curious with the universe. No, children is not planting. If I show you a video of what they're doing with the children in China, it'll make us look like complete failures as mothers and fathers. If I show you what the children is learning, these children is in kindergarten learning how to cook, learning how to farm. These children are in kindergarten literally milking their own cow, drinking their own milk. What are we teaching our children here in New York? What are we teaching our children here in America? To be drag queens. Are you kidding me? To accept same-sex relationships. Are you kidding me? And you don't see what's going on? The Christ rock is already here. The Christ that you're waiting for, that rock that you're standing on is right here. What you think the world is governed on? The world is governed under Christ's rule, bro. Everywhere you go, you see Christ Church. Everywhere you go, you see Christ. Listen, there's more Christ images, more Christ crosses, more Christ stories than when Christ was on the scene. This is his kingdom that he told you he was going to come and bring. He brought the kingdom here. What are you guys not paying attention? Oh, you're waiting for the book of Revelations to occur and somebody to crack through the skies. Keep waiting for that. You'll be dead and gone by the time that happens. Keep waiting for that. Keep believing this story that was written by these people. Keep thinking. Trust me. Yeah, yeah, bro. They're gonna be waiting forever. Keep thinking. Keep thinking. Please, I beg you. Keep thinking. Your grandmother, listen, your grandmother been saying we're living in the end time. Your grandmother no longer here. I spoke to a gentleman. I'm not gonna say his name. He was like, "Yo, bro, do you see what's going on in the world, man? Oh, I believe. Oh, I believe that Christ is on his way, man." I'm like, "So when you think he's gonna come?" He said, "I don't think he's gonna come in my lifetime, but he's gonna come in your lifetime when you become a senior." So I say, "Damn, so you telling me when I'm like in my 70s and my 80s, that's when he's gonna show up?" Hmm. Okay. So let me get this. So then I asked him the question. I said, "So let me get this straight." So there was a particular group of people, right? A particular group of people that was enslaved, that went through more trials and tribulations than we have, was more righteous, was more together. There was not a high rise of broken homes. There was not a rise of children being born out of wedlock. None of these things was at this peak that it's in. It was not at this height that it's in right now. So you telling me Jesus didn't come for those people that was literally doing everything according to God, but he's gonna come for the people that could care less for him now? Say where you were. Listen, we're not doing that, bro. We're not. You're trying to divert the message. We're not doing all that. We're not doing all that, bro. And I know staying here and act like I know everything. I'm telling you what's going on. I'm telling you that there's no Jesus coming to save you. I'm telling you there's no Allah coming to save you. I'm telling you, listen, how can Jesus come and save you when Jesus came into the existence in people's lives by force? Make it make sense, my guy. You really want to know about the slavery? That's another topic in itself. I know the scriptures very well, bro. I just denounce it because it's irrelevant. I know the scriptures very well. One of the scriptures that you guys overlook is keeping the commandments, right? According to Jesus talking, Jesus says, "Think not that think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets. I come not to destroy, but to fulfill." Jesus said that, wasn't me. And he said, as long as heaven or earth and as long as heaven or earth stands, now one jot or one tittle should divert from keeping the law. But yet you not keeping the law. But you got to ask yourself, where did the law come from? Do you know that in the Bible itself, it never said that Moses had stones? The commandments was written in stones. The commandments was written in a little book that he held in one hand. Go read the Bible. Go read it. See, I love when people act like they know what they're talking about. Don't know nothing, bro. So what's his name? Yeshua? Jesus? Yeshua comes from Jesus, bro. Jesus is Zeus. Zeus, according to what you guys say, is Lucifer. So what are you talking about? Sin, the word sin came from the philosophies of Christianity, came from the philosophies of Europeans. That there's no such thing as sin. There's universal law, right? Universal law is you're not supposed to kill nobody. You shouldn't be raping anybody. You shouldn't be talking to somebody's woman. You guys know this, right? Somebody that never went to church a day in their life, never went to church, never followed nothing, and they just say this person unalive somebody. There's an eternal guilt that they have. Where does that come from? That has nothing to do with religion, bro. The word sin and all of that came with the word that came with the philosophies. It said if Jesus doesn't exist, the devil either. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But I know a lot of devilish behavior came along with Christianity. I know a lot of devilish behavior came along with Islam. I know a lot of devilish behavior came along with Judaism. This is facts. This is not me making this up. So who knows? Who's to say that the devil is exactly what these people want you to fear because that's who they are? Who's to know? I don't know. Religion means division. That's all it is. Religion is division. Religion is spiritual imprisonment for people that for people that does not follow their ideology. That's what religion was for. Religion is division. Religion has nothing to do with us connecting to our spirituality. Religion takes you away from that. Religion takes you away from your core essence of who you are. Like I said, for all you guys that's defending this ideology, whether it's Islam, Christianity, or Judaism, or what you call the Abrahamic religion, which was also taken from the Hindu, because his name Abraham comes from the Hindu story of Abram, or Abram, or something like that. I don't have it off the top of my head, but that's where that comes from. That whole story is false. The Moses story comes from the Syrian myths. None of you guys, everybody that's sitting here giving their input cannot prove anything factual, archaeological from the Bible. You can't prove to me, you can't prove to me and show me where this Exodus took place. You can't prove to me that you guys was walking 40 years around whatever, 40 years, and not be able to provide any actual grave sites on where these people was buried. You guys can't show me where Moses, you guys can't even trace the lineage of Solomon's 700 wives and children. You can't, because none of these shits existed. It does not exist. The Biblos was created to control, right? The Pope and all the kings, the King of Spain, the King of England, that's including your King James, including King James. Yes, King James had his hands in your enslavement, people. They sat down in 1606. They all came together and said, we need to establish, I want to create a book. And this book is going to control everybody. The Council of Nicaea took all the writings from all the ancient empires at the time. And whatever they was using to control, they took bits and pieces, put it together, and created the Bible for you. You said you are a believer. I've been hurt about what? Yeah, I'm actually hurt. I'm hurt to see my people suffering and my people not waking up to what's really going on. I'm hurt that my people is still putting trust in a European ideology that has nothing to do with any one of us. I'm hurt that my people is still waking up and believing into Jesus that's going to redeem them. Yes. You become a worse person. Because when you become a follower of Jesus, you then start looking at people in a different eye, right? Oh, he's a sinner. Oh, I can't be around that. That's what Jesus do. I used to know that because I used to believe that. You said, how was the pyramids made? Nobody knows. I was told that fallen angels made it. I was told fallen angels made it. I was told that we hear like 15 different stories. Again, my role is not to justify. My role is not here to justify religion. My role is to let you know, like, yo, bro, you see what's going on in this world? This has nothing to do with religion. This is not prophecy. This is propaganda. They had this written in stone hundreds of years. They had all of this planned out even before slavery even occurred, bro. I don't live in sin. Like I said, I follow universal law. Respect everybody, love everybody, don't step on nobody's shoes, don't you know what I'm saying, don't start shit that won't, like little John said, don't start no shit, won't be no shit. I follow that. I don't follow. I no longer invest my time and my life to ideologies and philosophies of individuals or of a religion that was forced upon my people, bro. Let me ask you a question. Since you asking all of these questions, true or false? Was religion not? Was Christianity not forced on the people? True or false? Was the word of God that you're justifying, was it not forced on people? True or false? I love everybody that loves themselves. Yeah, he is. He is. So it's false. So explain to me the Crusades. Thank you. Explain to me the Crusades then. He gave us the option. I guess the Africans didn't have no options. I guess my ancestors didn't have no options. Some of you guys need to go read the book. Some of you guys need to read the Leopold writings. Go read Leopold writings if you thinking what I'm saying is full fetched, bro. So did any one of you guys read Charles C. Jones? Do you even know who Charles C. Jones is? Do you know who Charles C. Jones is? You guys got to do your homework, man. But anyway, look, I appreciate all the likes. I love it. Thank you. Charles C. Jones. Just go look up Charles C. Jones. That's homework for you to do. If you got social media, if you got Instagram, follow me on Instagram, send me a DM and talk to me directly. No, we don't. We don't come from one creator. You said answer, dude. Answer what? I didn't hit. What was your question? You want to know what happens after death? You don't go to heaven. I'll tell you that much. There's no such thing as heaven, bro. That's also was a lie. You want to know how I know? Because when my father died, his soul was still on the universe. And I don't want to dive deep into that because some of you guys are not prepared for the knowledge. You're just not prepared for that. And again, what you guys been forced to practice and believe is not where my ancestors don't do that. We never did that. No, Muslims come directly from what you guys call dirt land. That's what Muslim is. They are sand people. They come from the sand. They are the sand. That's where they forced themselves through the Muslim slave trade through Islam, which was also funded by the Pope, and they came and they forced themselves into North Africa. The Egyptians, the real black Egyptians, are in the gutter, just like here we are right now in the world. Yeah, no, they made their way down to West Africa and also more crazy up into Spain from straight out of Gibraltar. You say my ancestors. So when you are so hung up on that, Does this mean you follow what they say because they are your ancestors or because you have proof? I have both. I have, not only do I have both, but I also have experience. You said, why then you just don't do whatever you want then? The reason why, like I said, because there's something called universal law. Okay? We're not meant to do evil. Evil was taught unto you. You want to know the facts? Do you have a child? Right? A child is innocent, pure, right? How does the child know anything about evil? You have to tell them that, right? Similar to what happened when you was enslaved. You was told this ideology. When the Crusades happened and these missionaries, aka mercenaries, came, because that's what they was. They was mercenaries. When they came, they said, listen, this is why such and such is such and such and such and such. And if you don't do such and such and such and such, not only am I going to kill you, but you're going to go to hell. That's why your book says, train up a child from young so when they get old, they won't depart. This is why these churches always go after the children. This is why the Catholic Church requires you to baptize a newborn baby that's under a year old. Why is that? Jesus wasn't baptized when he was only 2 months old. He was a full grown man. Why is there a difference? You see, you guys are not paying attention because all of it is about control. There's what, prove to me that this God, prove to me that this God. There was multiple people before Adam and Eve. Even in the Bible it tells you that. What's up, my guy? Yeah, I know. Nah, I just know. All right, cool. Yo, tomorrow I'm going to the city. You want to come with me? All right, so I'll see you tomorrow, bro. All right, bro. Easy with it. All right. No. Okay, look. See this. Oh man, this is what religion has really done to the people, bro. Let me ask you a question, right? So I got two questions, and then I'm gonna gracefully bow out because you're gonna take it to another place. It doesn't even need to go there. Let me ask you a question. So in the Bible, it says that Adam lived to be 936 years old, and then he died. But in order to reach that 900, he would have to come out as a baby. Why wasn't Adam born as a baby? He came out as a man. So the minute he became a full man, then that's when life starts. And if we come from Adam, how come we didn't start as a man? Make that make sense? Matter of fact, I take it up a notch. So when God created Adam, he didn't need a woman. So why did he have to? Why did Jesus need a woman to be born? Make it make sense, bro. Yo, Stephen, bro. Oh my G. This is why I stay away from all of it, bro, because this is the nonsense that comes along with religion. These people can't even see when they're being led astray. So Adam, so he lives to be 900 and something years old. So when did his first birthday started? Because he was a full grown man. How am I here? Easy. My moms and my pops had sex and then out came me. What? They would listen, even in the book that you're claiming to, even in the book, it says if any the Cain, if anybody unalives Cain, then the curse shall be upon you. How can that be if there's only four people and he wasn't talking to Adam, he wasn't talking to Eve. So who was he talking to when that precept was done? Again, The religious psychological control of you guys is absurd, man. Jeez Louise, sweet baby jeez, bro. Oh man. So God created Adam with no need of a woman, but he needed a woman to put Jesus on this earth. Yeah. So Jonah was Jonah was in the mouth of a whale for 3 days, and yet nobody until this day, in 2025, in real time, with all this technology, can have access to that. Nobody can prove and show me where did John go to school. These people was children at one point. Where did they grow up at? They was under Roman control. Romans keep records of everything. Why come there's no record of these people? Like I say, I could go on and on and on. And I'm not here to turn people into atheists, because I'm not an atheist. I believe that there's a higher power. I know that there's a higher power. I know that my ancestors was not calling on no Jesus. I know Jesus came with missionaries, aka mercenaries, forcing this ideology upon my people. That's a fact. I got the records. I got the Leopolds. And for those that's claiming that we was Hebrews and we was speaking Hebrew, that's a lie too. Because when you read about Charles C. Jones, when we came off the shores of Africa into the Americas, the slave owners didn't even want us knowing this religion. Charles C. Jones had to come into a conversation. They had to come into an agreement, made a treaty like, yo, look, bro, if you don't teach these people these religions, they're gonna keep rebellion. See, this is a part of history that they don't tell you. How Africans was always rebellion. There was numerous of deaths. There was countless. It was like every other day, it was another slave owner being under attack. This is why they started having slave catchers, aka police officers. I can't make this stuff up, man. You guys don't know your history, man. You guys are literally following the dogma, the foolishness that comes with religion, bro. You guys are only gonna stand on what you want to believe because the belief makes you feel good, but it's not factual. You can't prove nothing that I'm saying, bro. You can't show me. You listen, the book of Luke and the book of Matthews can trace the genealogy of Jesus from the beginning of Adam to when he was born. But you can't even trace the genealogy of Solomon and his 700 wives and his children. Nobody can trace the genealogy. You talking about a man. You're talking about a man named King David. King David was known for what? He was an adulterer. That man was coveting other people's women. He was up there watching a woman taking a shower. And as a royal righteous king that's under God, he would have been like, oh no. You know what he did? He said, I want that. And you know what else he did? He said, yo, I'm going to make her man go into war in hopes that he died. And did God penalize him for that? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But here we are, bare mortals, doing the bare minimum, and you're going to hell for doing a lesser crime than that. You still don't see that you're under control. Because he was a king. Oh, so now, but wasn't God said that he's not a respecter person? Didn't the Bible says I'm not a respecter person? Which means I don't even care. What's your position? So then if he was king, then why did he attack the Pharaoh and the entire community? Why didn't he just attack the Pharaoh when the Pharaoh didn't believe? Oh wait, hold on. Wasn't he the one that was hearkening the Pharaoh's heart? Right? So that means you're basically justifying and supporting a genocide upon innocent people that had nothing to do with the Pharaoh and whatever situation he had with Moses and God. His son died because of it. Oh man. Yeah. Yeah. You said that's why. Yeah, they probably do got the same blood. Listen, a lot of us is contaminated babies, bro. Especially here in America, we're not purebred, bro. We're not the pure breed of the descendants of our ancestors, bro. Let me tell you something. One of the first things that the slave master did was do what? They forced themselves upon our women, our children, and the males. He then repented. Oh, okay. 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 So because he repented, it's still so I guess I can do whatever I want to do in life. I could kill thousands of people, and then before I die, I'm just gonna repent, and then hopefully God's gonna forgive me and let me go to heaven. But Saul did did less damage than David did, but Saul lost it all. But David didn't lose nothing. Yeah, I got it. And for those that say heaven and hell is this and that, so when Samuel died, he wasn't in hell. He was in no resting place. He was nothing. Matter of fact, you don't even hear the word of hell ever mentioned in the Old Testament. So when did the story of hell come? Oh, when the Romans took control, when it was under Greek mythology. Oh, do you even know that hell is a Greek mythology? You know that the story of hell was what they used to use to put their children to sleep. I'm still trying to figure out how can somebody tell you such heinous evil things to allow children to go to sleep. Nah. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Repenting just means change, bro. I don't need to repent to God to become a better person. Everybody has the consciousness. Like I said, you got the consciousness of what you're doing. You know when you're talking to a girl, whether you in religion or not, if you're talking to a girl, she got a man, you sleep with her, you did something wrong. You feel that eternally, bro. That has nothing to do with religion. That has nothing to do with you connecting to God. It has nothing to do. So again, explain to me how did Adam live to be 930 years old, but he was born a full-fledged man. He wasn't a baby. God didn't nurture him from a baby to a man, and then he died. No, these are mystical stories that you guys are invested too much. Like this brother is going so hard to prove to me that this mystical story is real, but you can't prove nothing. You can't even pinpoint. Kings, listen, Solomon has 700, 500, and 700 wives, whatever number it is. And none of you guys can pinpoint at least 10 of the lineage for that. You can't show me 10 of his wives, 20 of his children. You can't pinpoint nothing. You can't. Oh, 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 okay, okay. We we gonna always make excuses for things for when you catch the contradiction. Yo, the Bible says nothing that God says come back void, right? God said nothing that He says in that book comes back void. So Jesus said that when you follow me, you should never taste death. So why is everybody dying? Oh, my bad, eternal death, right? Like hellfire death, right? Cool. Yeah, I'm done, bro. I'm done. I'm done. Yo, Stefan, you right. You right. I'm done. I'm about to go get me some food, eat, go home, set up. Don't worry, I'm in my car now, but I'm gonna go into the podcast studio and set it up with the camera and everything nice and beautiful for you guys. And I'm gonna keep my foot on next. This is why I deconstruct from all Abrahamic religion, because this is what does. Bro, our people is so lost, it's sad, bro. Our people is so lost, it's sad. You're defending a book that literally was forced upon you. You're defending a book, an ideology that literally was forced. None of you guys can show me where the word of God was literally drastic. That listen, if the word of God was the word of God and we are all His creation, the minute we heard His word, we will automatically be like, "Yo, that's God talking." Why is that? How come is that? Why is that not happening? Because it's false. It's not real. The Council of Nicaea is what took place. Constantine is what took place. Constantine is the reason why you Europeans don't even have your gods that you used to worship, that your ancestors used to worship. Constantine is the reason why that is removed, bro. The word faith, to have faith is to believe in something that's fake, bro. Go look it up. You have faith. Listen. Look, if I tell you Jesus in the sky, you gotta have faith to see that, right? I don't have to have faith to know that my mother gave birth to me. I know that to be factual. That's not that. Faith is to believe into something that's fake, bro. That's what faith is. That's what faith is. Do you guys know that the New Testament is literally stolen from Egyptian writings? When you go, one of you guys go read the Book of the Dead. You're gonna see side by side the Book of the Dead and the Bible goes hand in hand. They just changed Horus into Jesus. There's a book right now called The 13 Saviors Before Jesus. Go look at, go on Amazon. I think it's like $30. Go buy it, read it, and you'll see that you're under somebody's control. Free will. So if I got free will, so then why I go? So if I rob you right now, why am I going to jail? I have free will. If I committed, if according to the Bible, if you committed a sin, you got stoned to death. I thought we had free will. I thought God makes the. I thought God is the final judger. I thought He's the final judgment. So why when I commit a sin, I get judged by man? Jesus committed sin all the time. Yeah. Vid nature. Yeah. I appreciate your time, bro, but I gotta go, man. I'm good, bro. I'm good.